What happened to Tia Clayton? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, when you're ready? Yep. Good to go. To say that Tia and Tia Clayton are beloved by the Jamaican populace and track and field fans globally is a massive understatement. Affectionately referenced as the twin turbo, we all fell in love with these two remarkable talents when they were in Class 4 in Edwin Allen. Now, if we are to be honest, up until class 3, it was Tia Clayton that was the one to watch. Both remarkably talented, but Tia Clayton showed sparks of even greatness. Of late, it has been Tina Clayton who has taken the lead of the two remarkable talents. Tina Clayton recently became the fastest junior in the history of Jamaica over the 100 meters, running an astounding 10.95 while successfully defending her junior 100 meter world under 20 title, which she first established in 2021 in Nairobi, Kenya, and then successfully defended in Cali, Colombia. So now that the both girls are signed to MVP, will be coached by the great Stephen Francis, and both girls have been signed to Nike. What are we to expect? And why has Tia Clayton fallen off? Last year, at the beginning of the 2022 season, at the end of the 2021 season, entering into the 2022 season, Coach Michael Dyke promised that Tia Clayton would shine in 2022. Let's examine what happened to this great talent. What could have caused the fall off in Tia Clayton's performances? First up, her self-discipline, both in nutrition as well as training. In this interview on All Angles, Tina Clayton speaks to this fact.
Well, I look out for her the most because sometimes she comes to training, it comes like she loses one part of her mind, you know? And sometimes I see her come and she not know she's supposed to be, you know? And she knows if I see her, you know, so I go rush her up and she have feel like, you know, so I say it to her before, so I feel rush her up.
Coach Michael Dyke of Edwin Allen, their former coach, spoke to this very fact in an interview with the Jamaica Observer. He said Tina is probably more disciplined with especially her nutrition and her training. Now, clearly, self-discipline for a great athlete and a great talent is important. Talent alone is not enough. You have to be able and willing to do the work consistently and have to exhibit self-discipline. Now, many of you may not remember this, but Tia Clayton beat Tina in Class 3 over the 200 meters in spectacular form. This was, of course, at the ISA Boys and Girls Class 3 200 meter finals. Now go back and look at that race and you'll see something that I've observed between these girls up until they were in about Class 1, which is Tia Clayton always eased up before she crossed the finishing line. Now she could have probably beaten Tina by a little better, but she just ran just enough to catch her on the line and happened to beat her. And I kept wondering, why was she doing this? Is it that she doesn't care who wins? Is it that she's not as driven? And is it that in her mind, as long as one of them wins, that's all that matters? And then she actually said those words. Listen.
Well, listen, I would say it's a great feeling to know that I have to compete against my sister. So I know if I don't get the goal, she will get the goal. So I know there is nobody else that's going to get it. So if she get the goal, I get the silver. There is either ways.
Now, growing up in Kingston, Jamaica, I knew a couple of twins, and those who were identical tended to be really, really close and very, very concerned with how each other felt. It was almost remarkable to me. And this statement seems to imply that she at this stage anyway, was not as driven as her sister, and all she cared about was that one of them won. So if it was her sister, it was fine. In that legendary 100 meters, when her sister ran that world leading time, I believe she was 15 or 14 of 11.27 seconds of 100 meters. She did the same thing again. She eased up at least 5 meters out of the finishing line, meaning Tia, allowing her sister to go through. And then finally, there was the issue of injury, which seemed to have happened somewhere between 2020 and again in 2021. She said it herself out of her own mouth. Tia spoke to the fact that she had been injured. She said, in quotes, "My season was set back by injury, but I'm getting back to my best now, and I'm grateful to be selected to represent my country, and will do my best now." Remember, she did end up running the 4x1 in Cali, Colombia, and did a brilliant job, as she always done, running that anklet, leading us again into history. Her third junior world record, which is a remarkable accomplishment in the women's 4x100 meters. This girl is tremendously talented. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. What happened to Tia Clayton is this. One, her sister said it and her coach said it. She's not as as disciplined as her sister Tina. That's really evident. Tina said it point blank. I basically have to push her to work out. And the coach added and said she's not as self-disciplined with her nutrition, meaning she doesn't eat the right things all the time, probably doesn't rest enough, and doesn't have the level of intensity in training that she probably should have, which is something you need to be a world beater. The second thing I stated it, it's evident, and she said it. I don't think winning to her is as important as it is to her sister Tina Clayton, and nothing is wrong with that. Maybe at this point, now that she's gone pro, she will change that attitude. But she said it, you heard her say it. Once one of us wins, I don't care. And I pointed out to you that on many of these races, even when she catches her sister, she slows right down, right before she goes through the line. World beaters want to go through that line at all cost. And it's not like she did it once in a while. This is regular behavior. So obviously, she's not as driven to win as Tina, her sister, and that's really important. The final factor is injury. I suspect injury is a par for the course for any great athlete. And we all agree that Tia Clayton is as great an athlete, I believe, as her sister Tina Clayton. So I believe these are the three factors. Not lack of self-discipline, lack of drive, and injury. Now, if all three, once she's injury free, I believe now that she's under the tutelage of MVP and a coach, Stephen Francis, who is brilliant psychologically with his athletes as well as physiologically, I believe he'll be able to strengthen those weaknesses and get her to run the fastest that she can. And I think she has it in her legs. She's also a world beater. I believe if she changes and desires it as much as her sister Tina Clayton, she'll be spectacular. So that's what happened to her. Those three factors. Not as disciplined, injury, and not as driven. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? What do you think? And do you believe that now that she's under the tutelage of an MVP and a coach, Stephen Francis, that we will see the best of Tia Clayton? Because I think both these young ladies have a remarkable future ahead of them. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings, and queens. That's up.